After 3 miscarriages and a year of silence, I finally announced my pregnancy at our family dinner. My sister laughed and said, "Let's hope this one sticks." Everyone went quiet except my mom, who whispered, "Don't be so sensitive. She's just jealous." I excused myself and cried in the bathroom. An hour later, I heard her in the kitchen saying, "She always has to be the center of attention." I left without a word. 6 months later, I didn't tell anyone when I gave birth. They found out from the local news. I don't even know why I decided to tell them that night. Maybe I was just tired. Tired of hiding my happiness. Tired of carrying the fear and the silence alone. Tired of feeling like a secret inside my own family. I was 30 weeks pregnant after 3 miscarriages. I had been holding my breath for almost 8 months. Nate, my husband, was the only one who knew. We didn't even tell his parents. Just in case. But that night, something in me cracked. It was a Sunday dinner. We still did them once a month, even though I hated how fake it all felt. My mom always acted like everything was perfect. My dad barely spoke. And Amanda, my sister, just sat on her phone half the time, rolling her eyes at everything and making sarcastic comments when she did speak. Still, I went. I made myself go. Dinner started normal enough. Roast chicken, green beans, mashed potatoes, store-bought rolls. My mom complained about the grocery store being too crowded. My dad talked about refinancing their car. Amanda said nothing, just kept scrolling through her phone. I kept glancing at Nate. He gave me a small nod. So I took a breath and said it. "I'm pregnant," I said. 30 weeks today. You could have heard a fork drop. My mom froze, mid-sip of her boxed wine. My dad blinked, stared at his plate. Amanda looked up slowly, and for a second I thought she was going to say something nice. Instead, she laughed. Loud, sharp, mean. Then she said it. "Let's hope this one sticks." I felt like someone had slapped me in the chest. The silence after that was worse than anything. No one told her to shut up. No one stood up for me. My mom didn't gasp. My dad didn't ask her what the hell was wrong with her. My mom leaned toward me and whispered, "Don't be so sensitive. She's just jealous." Jealous. That's what she called it. I stood up. Didn't say a word. Just walked to the bathroom, shut the door, and cried quietly while the fan hummed above me. I stayed in there for a while. I heard them laughing eventually, like nothing had happened. I fixed my face in the mirror and waited until I was calm. Then, as I passed the hallway on my way out, I heard Amanda's voice from the kitchen. "She always has to be the center of attention," she said. "Like we're supposed to throw her a party because her uterus finally worked." I didn't say anything. I didn't even flinch. I just left. I got in the car, Nate behind me, and we drove away in silence. That night, I blocked Amanda on every social platform. Then I did the same to my mom. And I made a choice. They would not get to be part of this. Not the pregnancy. Not the birth. Not my daughter's life. 6 months later, I gave birth to a healthy baby girl at a hospital just outside the city. Nate was right there with me the whole time. I cried harder than I ever had, not from pain, but from relief. We named her June. We didn't post it online. No calls to family. Just a quiet picture Nate took of me holding her, both of us wrapped up in a gray hospital blanket. I was healing. I was happy, but I wasn't done. See, I knew how to hit them where it hurt, especially Amanda. And I waited for the right moment. It came a few weeks later. There was a charity run in our area, hosted by the local hospital. They were featuring a few miracle moms in the segment, women who had gone through a lot and finally had healthy babies. A nurse who helped me deliver recommended me. I said yes. I sat for a short interview, told the story of my losses, how hard it had been, how I'd kept the pregnancy private because of past trauma. They filmed me holding June in the backyard, birds chirping, her sleeping against my chest. The video aired the next week on the local news. It also went up on their Facebook page. It got shared. A lot. That's how my family found out. I didn't tag them. Didn't send it to them. But I knew someone would. Amanda texted me a day later. WTF. I left it on read. My mom called. Left a voicemail in tears. I had no idea. I can't believe you wouldn't tell us. I deleted it. They wanted to be part of it now? They could watch from the outside. I had been humiliated, dismissed, laughed at while still grieving. They turned my pain into a joke. And now they had to live with the fact that everyone else, strangers, neighbors, Facebook friends, got to celebrate my child before they did. That was the revenge. But it's not the end. Not yet. About a week after the news segment aired, I got a letter in the mail. Not an email. Not a text. An actual handwritten letter. It was from Amanda. The envelope was pink. The handwriting was messy, rushed, like she was in a hurry to get it out. At first, I didn't want to open it. I stood over the trash can, ready to drop it in. But something made me read it. Maybe I wanted to see just how fake she could be. It started like this. I know I've said some horrible things. I don't expect you to forgive me. But I saw the video. She's beautiful. You look happy. And I hate that I wasn't there. I miss you. I stopped reading halfway through. It didn't sound like her. Amanda never said I know I was wrong. She usually doubled down, made things about herself. Nate found me later, sitting at the kitchen table, letter in one hand, baby monitor in the other. You okay? He asked. I shook my head. Something's off. I was right. 3 days later, I saw Amanda post a photo on Instagram. Her, holding a baby. The caption said, "Welcome to the world, baby Eli. My miracle." Except, Amanda wasn't pregnant. She hadn't mentioned a baby. There was no bump 6 months ago. No shower. No announcement. Nothing. I stared at that photo for 5 full minutes. The baby didn't look like her. Didn't look like anyone in our family. I knew immediately what she was doing. She wanted to match me. Steal my attention. She couldn't stand that people were talking about my baby, my story. She wanted her own. And I also knew one more thing. Amanda wasn't the type to quietly adopt. She wasn't maternal. She wasn't ready for any of this. A few phone calls later, I had the full story. She didn't adopt. She lied. The baby was her boyfriend's nephew. His sister had asked Amanda to babysit while she went through some court stuff. Amanda took a few photos, made a post, and let everyone think it was hers. For attention. I didn't say a word publicly. I didn't comment. But I saved the photo. And I made a new plan. Around this time, my mom started trying harder to get back into my life. She showed up at our door one afternoon, flowers in hand. I didn't open the door. She left them on the step. The next week, she sent a package, baby clothes, a framed photo of her and my dad, and a card that said, "We love you. Please let us meet her." Nate said I should talk to her. That maybe, just maybe, she was sorry. But I wasn't ready. Then, one evening, I got a Facebook message from a name I didn't recognize. It was Amanda's boyfriend's sister. She wrote, "I saw what Amanda posted. That's my son. She had him for 3 days while I was dealing with some court stuff. I had no idea she told people he was hers. I'm so sorry." I stared at the message for a long time. I could have gone public. I could have posted the screenshots. I could have destroyed Amanda. But I had something better in mind. I didn't reply to Amanda's post. I didn't even message her boyfriend's sister back right away. I needed to think. I wanted to be smart. A week later, Amanda posted again. This time, it was a picture of her in the park, holding the same baby, with a stroller and a diaper bag. She captioned it, "Finally understanding what unconditional love means. Mommy life." That was it. That was the line that pushed me over the edge. Because it wasn't just a lie, it was a game. A twisted game to one-up me. She couldn't have her own baby, so she faked one. While I was up at night nursing my daughter, Amanda was busy crafting a story to get sympathy and likes. I decided it was time to quietly pull the rug out from under her. I messaged the boyfriend's sister. Her name was Rena. I told her I appreciated her message, and I asked if she'd seen the new post. She hadn't. When I sent her the screenshot, she called me. "I'm done with this," she said. "I let Amanda babysit as a favor. I never said she could post pictures, and I damn sure didn't say she could act like he was hers." I asked her, gently, if she'd be willing to say that publicly. She hesitated, but then said yes. 2 days later, Rena posted a photo of her son and wrote a long caption. "To everyone who's been misled, this is my son. He is not Amanda's." He stayed with her for a short time while I was in court handling a custody issue. I never gave permission for her to claim him. I've asked her to take down the posts. This has gone too far. That was all it took. The comments blew up. People started tagging Amanda, asking questions. Her friends were confused. A few defended her at first, but most were just shocked. Amanda deleted the original post. Then the second one. Then she locked her account. I thought that would be the end of it. But of course, it wasn't. The next morning, I got a call from my mom. She was crying. "What the hell is going on with Amanda?" she said. "Why would she lie like that?" I didn't say anything. I just let her talk. Eventually, she said, "Did you know? Did you set this up?" I waited. Then I said, "No, Mom. Amanda did this all by herself." She hung up. Later that day, Amanda showed up at my door. She looked tired. Her hair was a mess. No makeup. She stood there with her hands in her pockets, eyes low like a child about to be scolded. "I need to talk to you," she said. I didn't let her in. I stepped outside and closed the door behind me. She started crying right there on the porch. I messed up. I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I felt so left out. I let her talk. I didn't comfort her. I didn't hug her. "I just wanted to feel like I was part of something," she said. "You didn't even tell me. You shut me out." "You laughed in my face," I said quietly. "You made fun of me while I was carrying the only child I might ever have." She had no comeback for that. She just cried harder. I let her stand there a while. Then I said, "You don't get to lie your way back in, Amanda. You need to fix your own mess." Then I went back inside. That night, I got a text from Rena. "Thank you. People are starting to believe me now." I felt nothing. Not satisfaction. Not guilt. Just quiet. But it wasn't over yet. Because the next week, Nate got a letter from a lawyer. Amanda was suing us for defamation. The envelope was thin. No official seal. Just plain white with our names typed on the front. Nate opened it first. He stood at the kitchen counter reading it, his face changing with every line. He looked at me, then back at the letter, then back at me again. "She's suing us," he said. I blinked. "What?" "For defamation. She says the post made her lose clients, friends, and her reputation." I took the letter and read it myself. It was from some local attorney in a shared office downtown. Probably someone cheap. Still, it was real. Amanda had filed a civil complaint, saying we had coordinated a public campaign to humiliate her, ruin her business, and cause her emotional distress. "She's out of her mind," I said. "She's desperate," Nate replied. He was right. Amanda didn't have a real job. She dabbled in a lot of things. Instagram promotions, makeup tutorials, a little online fitness coaching. Nothing consistent. But she called it her brand. And now her brand was tanking. People were unfollowing her. Some of her old sponsors dropped her. Apparently, one of them even asked for a refund on a prepaid collaboration after Rena's post went viral. And Amanda blamed me. Not herself. Not her lies. Me. I didn't panic. I called a lawyer. Someone Nate knew through work. I sent him the letter. He read it, then laughed. "This isn't going anywhere," he said. She has no case. Truth is a defense, and you didn't even post anything. The other woman did. Still, it had to be dealt with. So we responded formally, denying all claims and making it clear we'd countersue if she pushed it. A few weeks went by. Amanda didn't respond. No follow-up. No court date. Just silence. Then something even stranger happened. One morning, while I was feeding June in the living room, I saw a black sedan pull up in front of our house. It wasn't a delivery. It wasn't an Uber. It just sat there, engine running. I waited. After about 10 minutes, someone got out. It was my mom, but not how I remembered her. She looked thinner, tired. Her hair had gray streaks she never used to let show. And she was carrying a small duffel bag. I didn't open the door. I watched through the curtain. Then she did something I didn't expect. She sat down on the front steps. Not knocking, not calling. Just sat. A minute passed. Then 2. Then 5. Finally, I stepped out, holding June. "What are you doing here?" I asked. She stood up slowly, looking at the baby. Her face crumpled. "I left," she said. "You what?" "I'm done protecting her. I've been protecting Amanda since she was 10. Lying to family, covering up the messes. But this was too much. I told her if she didn't drop the lawsuit, I was done. She screamed at me. Said I always picked you. Then she threw a lamp. I just stared at her. I'm staying with a friend for now. I don't expect you to let me in. I just wanted to see her. Just once." I looked down at June, then back at my mother. And I didn't say yes. But I didn't say no either. I stepped aside. She walked in. But even that moment, soft as it was, didn't last. Because 2 days later, Amanda broke into our garage. And that's when things went too far. It was around 2 a.m. when I heard something crash. Nate was already out of bed before I opened my eyes. The baby monitor was quiet, but I felt something off deep in my chest. I grabbed it and followed Nate down the stairs. The garage light was on. That was wrong, we never left it on. He opened the door slowly, and there she was. Amanda. Hair a mess. Face pale. She was standing near the shelves, looking wild. One of Nate's old storage boxes was knocked over, papers and tools scattered everywhere. "What the hell are you doing?" Nate shouted. She looked up like she'd just realized she was being watched. I just needed something. I left stuff here once, remember? This is our home, Amanda," I said. "You broke in." "I didn't break in. The side door was unlocked. Because we didn't think we had to protect ourselves from family," Nate snapped. Amanda's eyes were glassy. "Everyone hates me now. I lost everything. You made me look crazy." "You did that to yourself," I said. She shook her head. "You always win. You always come out looking good. Even when you fail, people feel sorry for you." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. "You lied about having a baby," I said. "You mocked my miscarriages. You sued your own sister. And now you break into my house." Amanda looked around like she was trapped. "I didn't come here to hurt anyone." Nate picked up the phone. "You're leaving. Or I'm calling the cops." She froze. "You wouldn't." "Watch me." She didn't move right away. I stood between her and the door to the house, holding the baby monitor so tight my fingers ached. Finally, she moved. Slow steps toward the garage door. But before she left, she turned around. "You think you're better than me," she said. "You think you're the victim. But you're not. You kept your daughter from us like a punishment." I snapped. "No, Amanda. I kept her safe. From your cruelty. From the way you laughed at me when I was still bleeding inside. You don't get to rewrite this." And that was it. Amanda walked out. We called the police anyway. Filed a report. It wasn't the kind of break-in that gets someone arrested, but it made a record. And that record mattered. Because 6 weeks later, her world really fell apart. Turns out, she owed taxes on her little influencer business. The investigation started after one of her sponsors sued her for breach of contract, partly because of the scandal. With the defamation claim dropped and her reputation in shambles, Amanda had nothing to stand on. The IRS doesn't care about fake babies. She had to sell her car, move out of her apartment. Eventually, she ended up staying in a rented room in a stranger's basement. Mom went back to her own place after a few weeks. We stayed civil, but it was never the same. She had let too much slide for too long. She had watched Amanda's lies pile up over the years and only spoke up when it finally hurt her. And me? I learned something. I wasn't innocent either. I didn't expose Amanda just for justice. I did it because I wanted her to hurt. And when she cried on my doorstep, I could have softened, but I didn't. I had spent years being quiet, being kind. And when I finally chose revenge, I made sure it left a scar. Would I do it differently? Maybe. But the truth is, some people only understand consequences when they burn. My daughter, June, will grow up with peace. She won't know the full story for a long time. But she'll know her mother didn't let cruelty win. And Amanda? She'll remember this forever. Everyone does. When they find out from the news.